Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back into the studio. It's been a while since we've done videos in here because winter in Michigan has made it a little bit cold to come out and get up in here in the snow, and the stairs going down get all slippery. Those can get slippery in the winter, and my family's in the house, so it was working in there a lot. But we're back in here. We've got some new stuff coming. Check it out, guys. Got it, the new SCX24 Bronco in red and blue. The gray is on the way. We're gonna have all three, guys. Let's check them out. Look awesome. Alrighty, there they are in all their glory. The blue one, wheel taken off. The spare is taken off of this because I was driving it earlier. Already done test footage with this one. This one is still in the box for our unboxing. These have the new radio ESC system in them. We'll talk a little bit about that. So beautiful. The thing that doesn't do justice is the kind of the metallic like fleck painting on these. We're trying to show a little bit of it. They're so beautiful in person. These are a hard body ABS. They're not Lexan like previous ones, but it does have this new Horizon Hobby version of the ESC receiver combo. There's good and bad to that. We'll talk a little bit about that in this video. And yeah, so these things just came out today. I have the gray one coming in from Horizon Hobby. Gonna be awesome. That's the one that's for me. These are for my boys. Anthony wanted blue. Dominic wanted red. I already ran this one to get some kind of run footage of it. But let's get a quick look at this. We'll look at the box. We'll do an unboxing proper for you guys and then talk about my thoughts about it. I really think it's awesome. I'm going to say that right away. This platform in general, the SCX24 platform, is super fun and a great way to get into the hobby. And it's actually one of my favorite parts of the hobby right now. We're having so much fun with it. And we're hopping them all up and doing a lot of awesome, fun things with them. So what does it have? This has LED lights. It's officially licensed, 2-year warranty, ready to run out of the box. Everything you need, batteries, everything is in this box. You can literally pull it out and drive it out of the box. You should charge your battery, but there's some charge on it for you. So let's go ahead and we're going to start cutting into this one-handed. Do it nice and dangerous-like with our rusty knife blade. But yes, it's worm gear, which is great for crawling, I think. I really like the axle setups in these. These really are durable, steel front and rear axles, stub axles for the front, dog bones, all that. Super durable. Gets a little bit harder when you get into monster trucks and higher speed, and they're still pretty durable. Front and rear drive shafts are splined. These, for the most part, work really, really good. And the axles, I've had zero issue with any of this stuff, guys. Shocks I've had pop off. They just kind of press on. Not a huge deal. You just press them back on. But upgrade-wise, we'll talk about that as we go. What I think are necessary upgrades for this. They're not necessary. It just takes you to the next level. So these are the colors offered. This looks orange on the box, but it's red, and it's got a nice fleck paint job, very metallic. You've got this gray one and a blue one. So you don't need anything out of the box to complete these, but there are some cool upgrades you can do for them for minimal amounts to make them even better, which we'll talk about as we go. All right, let's get it out. Man, can you see that reflective metallic paint? It looks so good. This one has some extra accessories. So these ones, this is the most expensive of the SCX24s yet, but it has the most upgrades out of the box as far as it's a hard body. It has sand rails here on it, and then some molded things like the jerry cans on the top, as well as a roof rack, mirrors, and these are molded plastic side view mirrors, door handles even molded. Everything on this thing screams next level from some of the earlier models. There's a zip tie that holds that in. I cut it already. But you've got headlights in this, which is new, and clear lenses for those. You've still got the bumper headlights. I don't love those, but the ones in this grill, which that grill looks stunning. Again, molded. These rails are molded. You've got windshield wipers. So many details. You've got that 5th wheel on the back, which is new. So all of these are new to this one. You didn't get roof racks. You didn't get all these accessories or the mirrors or the windshield wipers or this spare tire or all of that in the other ones, which were about 135, 140 bucks. So what they've done for this and for the minimal amount of price increase, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, because you also get an interior with driver. You can see the seats in the back there. Everything's molded. If I undo the Velcro, which is also nice, no more body clips here for selling this really beautiful body. You can see that interior in here. You can pull it out. It's just tabbed in the back and 2 screws up top there. You can remove that if you want to do something different, paint it, whatever. The 2S LiPo battery comes in. Something new for this is notice how the battery is sideways mounted. Before it sat between the chassis rails. Not a huge difference, but it is definitely different, and it keeps it weight forward a little more, which is nice. Gets your cables and all that in the right spot as well. So it does have basically the same wheelbase. It is the same wheelbase as the Jeep or the C10 truck. So links and all that match up. But they come with, in the box, some other stuff. I don't know. This one doesn't have, okay, I'm speaking too soon. Some of them used to come with the other links in them. This doesn't have it. It does have drive shaft extension if you were to go to like a Gladiator, or if you were to go shorter in the front, shorter or longer. So if you were to change your body out and need to change it out, looks like you'd have to buy the links, because I don't see them in here. I thought they were in here. They're not. But in here are the batteries for the controller, a sticker from Axial, and a cool sticker package as well here for detailing out. They've got the different trim packages, like the Wild Track right here, that can go on the side. You can detail it how you want. And then the instruction manual is in here. Still in the box, however, is the radio. Boom, right there. And it's really futuristic. Looks like an alien face on it here, shaped head. These work really good. They feel great in the hand. They've got the switches here for channel 3 and even a channel 4 button right here that you could program as well. Because these ESCs do have quite a few receiver slots on them that are open. You can see headlight, channel 3, channel 4, channel 1. The one thing that it's missing is you can't plug in an external ESC to use this only as a receiver, which you could do with the other one. You didn't have to use this to power your motor like is seen here. This is your motor cable. You could bypass that, plug your battery into another ESC for a brushless, and then plug that into channel 2, which would make this operate only as a receiver, and you'd be able to use the same remote. You don't get that, but what you do get with this is you don't have that low, medium, high on here anymore. You get a very smooth throttle range throughout the whole pull of this. It's nice and smooth. It's beautiful, and I love that about this. If you're going to be brushed, this system works way better than the original. Way, way better. Shocks, all that, very similar. Same. The wheels and tires are new. They did model these after the wheels that come with the Bronco itself. Now, these are Trail Grappler tires, the Nittos, which are on the other ones, but these ones felt firmer to me. They may not be, but this sidewall feels really firm, and I thought maybe that was to support this extra weight of the hard body. As you can see, that weight makes it very bouncy, which isn't a big deal. You can remedy that. And it actually, if you're driving nice and slow and smooth, it looks really good. You're not bouncing all over the place. But when you start driving fast, it does bounce around. But what we do with these for comp crawling and all that up at Reaction, they look really good. I will say that the extra wheel tire on the back does add extra weight. The hard body up top, I mean, it's significant. When you're just holding it like this and you just lift the body, on the hinge, you feel that weight of this body. There's definitely significant weight up top. And so for us, what I bought these for myself and the boys for is to run class 1. We don't have any stock SCX24s anymore. And so they're opening up a stock class 1 class at the competitions. But we have to change out the tires to the Pro Line ones because there's so many different tire and wheel combinations in the SCX24 platform. In order for everybody to be running the same one, that's the cheap way to do it. You get the Pro Line beadlocks with their tires on it, and that's what everyone's running. They're high racks, I believe. So you have to get that one kit on top of this, and you'll be able to run it. But I think these will be at a bit of a disadvantage because of the extra weight of the hard body. We're not allowed to change anything except for the wheels, tires, and then the servo. Because the servo in these, that's the first upgrade anybody should do, is get a new servo. So we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. But it is a very, very beautiful, very scale-looking truck if you can get over the fact that it's sitting on solid axles, unlike the new Ford Bronco. But body-wise, detail-wise, it is a beautiful truck. Let's talk about upgrades. This is a good time to point out that if you went over to my website at CCxRC.com, you would see that I'm getting into the SCX24 a lot. And one of the things that I'm selling are upgrades only for the SCX24s. I don't have them for anything else. But this is like a servo mount, and it doesn't have the rails around it. It's aluminum, and it allows you to do the Emax servos, Reefs 99 servo. It's a longer servo, so it does angle a little bit, but it allows you to fit it in there. And that's what I run on most of my trucks, are the Reefs 99. It's not the cheapest servo. It is very powerful, very fast, and the quality of it is unmatched. These are aluminum steering links, and these, when you're using that power, just help get rid of some of the flex and slop in the front steering. So steering servo, you could go with the Emax. That's the cheap, easy way to get into it. Spectrum also has a $15 servo that works great, as well as the 99 Micro, which is what I run. But EcoPower also has one that's about $15. So there's definitely some of the budget ones that you can get if you really want like the extreme power and speed. That Reefs 99, you know, it's a bigger servo, but it's longer. This one's actually smaller than the Emax, which is why there are these servo mounts like this one, because these are shorter than most of the mini servos or micro servos, and the back of it stops it from putting in a longer one. So, yeah, that is the first thing I upgrade on all mine is the servo. About half of mine have the Emax in because they're cheap, and then the other half have the 99 Micro. We go then a lot of times and we look at knuckles, brass. We'll get brass diff covers to put some weight down low to keep it from wanting to tip over, especially when you have a really heavy top like this. Putting brass down low helps, and so we'll do brass diff covers, which I also have on my site, and brass knuckles on the steering knuckles. But brass diffs, it's just this little piece here, plate. It's 6 screws, you just put the new one on. You don't really have to do anything except make sure you get the bearing out of this one, put it into the other one. That's it. Easy swap out stuff, guys. Very simple. And then wheels and tires is typically another thing. These have no foam in them. And so I'll usually get beadlock wheels and tires that I'll put on them. But that's the first upgrades that I do to any of them, and it really helps. Let's show you guys some of the other stuff in here. The battery, like I said, does come with it. And so you get, I believe it's Reaction brand. We'll pull it out here. One-handed. Sideways tray. Yep, Reaction 2S, 350 milliamp hour, 30C. 3C charge rate, which is nice, which means that you could charge this at almost 1 amp with this one. So that's nice. Yeah, I charge it at 1 amp, and that'll help top it off fast. I typically just charge it at a 1C rating, but So you basically, when you're ready to go, you just plug in your battery to here. And I'm gonna switch over to the other car, which already has all the batteries and stuff in it. Performance-wise, again, I took off the rear tire just for better balance. We'll turn that on. Show you the radio here, some of the features that it does have. You have throttle trims right here, steering trims, and then you have your steering dual rate, which is how much it will turn the tires. The amount, if I turn it way down, if I hold this negative, you can see it turning down. Very little steering. Hold the button to turn it up. That's all the way. And it turns way further. Steering trim is if you're not driving straight, you can adjust this left or right to straighten it out. Got a steering reverse, throttle reverse, all that kind of stuff. But the nice thing about these is you can really get this thing going nice and slow and smooth, which is so cool with the stock radio and a brush system. The smoothness, and there's even a little bit of wheel speed still, but you can really creep it with it. This little channel 3 forward blinks the lights, middle has them on, all the way left just turns off the headlights. And you can also come in and unplug parts of them if you want from in here. So like I don't love those headlights, so I could unplug those if I only really wanted to run the uppers, which is probably more me, either off or on. And so that's what I'm gonna do with mine. Leave the bumper ones off unless I really want them for some reason. But normally I just run headlights like that and not the bumper ones. Or I'd have them off because it does lens flare. You can see the lens flare in the middle of the screen there. And so I turn off the lights a lot so I don't get that. But yeah, overall, very, very good handling truck. You do notice the weight. So this, you could easily put brass. You could change out shocks and all that in order to make it a smoother drive or leave it. You could remove some of this stuff. Definitely these rails come off easily. You just twist that little button on there and they pop off. That could reduce some weight. I like them on there. It gives it that trail look. So for my class 1, we're just gonna go for it, see what happens. We'll use a winch up front, take off the tire, since it's not gonna be a match anyway, and I really feel like if you're gonna have a spare, it should match. So we're gonna take that off as well. And then this is actually a plastic piece that goes through the body. So you can either cut it off, or it looks like you could go in here and maybe try and find a way on the inside to remove it as well. But overall, Axial, keep going in this direction. We're liking where you're going with the Gladiator release and now this Bronco. Super, super scale, super nice. And the handling of these and the way that you can upgrade them and make them real performers, handling very similarly, not exactly, but close to that 110 scale performance now in these 124 scales when you go brushless with like the Furatech stuff and do other upgrades. Just like you'd upgrade your 110 scale, we're upgrading these now with brushless and other things to really make them super comp worthy and excellent performers that are just a joy to drive. So much fun. I enjoy comping these more than I enjoy comping the 110 scale. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is. I'm just intrigued by it right now and totally in love with this class. And you're going to see more of it here on the channel, even through the summer when we should be outside going with some bigger stuff. There'll still be a mix of these in there as well because the boys are loving them and we're having fun. So anyway, guys, that is the long look at the Axial SCX24 Bronco as done here on CCxRC. Trying to show you most of the stuff that we talk about on here. It is very similar to the previous releases, you know, plastics all around, plastic skid plates, plastic gears in the transmissions. All of that is okay. These things are beasts. They handle it. They take it. Those don't necessarily need to be upgraded unless you really want to. I haven't stripped any gears in mine yet, so you know, they're pretty tough for what they are because they're not carrying a lot of weight. Anyway, thanks for tuning in as always. Have fun RCing. Catch you next time. See you guys. All right, here we go. First pull with the new Bronco and see how it does. Definitely springy with that new hard body, but everything on it looks pretty amazing. Gonna change it up to get that little extra weight, but I think it's worth it for the look. It's got these tires and all that grip, pretty good. I was kind of shocked. There's no foam in these, but the sidewalls feel very firm. So we'll see how it does. Probably needs that with the extra weight of the body. Whoa, gonna have to bounce it. There it goes. Forgot how smooth this new ESC is. It's so nice. All right, back tire off. That's all it needed right there.